Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sparkling Nail Studio with Sarah. Today we're taking a break from the winter manis and doing a bright, fun, summery mani. I'm starting out here. This is Sipping Sunshine, and it was a Hostess or Stylist exclusive? I'm not sure, but it's now available in the Color Play store. A lot of the exclusive things become available there, and I was excited to get it when it became available there. The reason I am doing a bright, fun summer mani is we're taking a little family trip to Florida. And obviously, I don't want to wear snowflakes. We're going for the opposite reason to get some sunshine. So, sip some sunshine, like the set is named. Although, I think they're having kind of a cold front right now. It's going to be in the 60s most of the days we're there. So, I don't know why I feel like I have to stick the backing back on because I'm not going to use the other half. And honestly, I think I stuck the non-sticky side on there. That's a good trick if you are going to use the other half, so you don't get your fingers on it. This feels like it's like not quite wanting to stick at the edges. Maybe I still have some oils on my hands or something. I am doing, since I want this mani to last, I am doing nail strengthener, not peely. It just keeps popping back up. Ugh, that's annoying. Okay. Do the other one. Anyway, I'm excited to do some bright pink. Bright pink's always just fun and girly. I'm not super girly, but I do lean towards, I would say, the girlier nails. I just think it's fun. The bright pinks. Be our trip we're gonna do. I have family in Orlando, which is pretty handy. So we're gonna do, I think, just one day of Disney and then do a lot of the other parks around there, SeaWorld and Legoland that are on our bucket list. Maybe a beach day, but there is one day that's looking like it might break 70, maybe like 72 or 73 is the high. I've been watching the weather. So that'll probably be our beach day, but even at that, I don't know that we'll want to swim. We're not going to pack swimming suits. So we're trying to pack light. That's gorgeous. Okay, and now, so my nail beds are wider. If you've watched my channel, I talk about that all the time. And to get the pattern that I wanted, because it's Sipping Sunshine, so it's got the ombre strips and then these wavy, colorful strips. And so to get the stuff I wanted, normally I would use the second largest thumb on this nail. So we're just gonna see, and this finish on this set, I don't think is gonna stretch super well. So I'll try to kind of ease it to the edge, and I hope, oh man, that's leaving a big gap. Maybe this was not worth it. Maybe I should have just picked a different pattern. That's where I wanted it to be. I don't know. That's not great. Especially when I know I'm going to be wearing this forever. I'm a little more picky about things. It's not the worst. It's not the best. I don't know how well you can see it on camera. Definitely a gap there, though. I'm doing one of my favorite ways to do a mixed mani is you make your, let's see, let's do it on this hand. So your pinky and index match, and then your ring and your thumb match, and then you do just like something else that coordinates with it for the middle. That was something Forever Got, one of my other stylists. I've seen it shared a few times, but it's like, here's how to nail the mixed mani every time. And I do find that I like that layout. So, not the worst. It's got a gap. It's not the worst. Just gonna pretend like, and where this is like more of a not solid design, but just like, it's not a glitter finish. I feel like the line would show a lot. Like it probably would look worse if I tried to, I could cut a little bit of this and stick it in the edges. I do that all the time with glitters, but it might end up worse. So Okay, let's see if we can try and center this. That helps because then you only have to stretch it some. I don't know. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's a big gap. Big gap. Is this, I wonder sometimes if my nails are larger on one side than the other, which would actually make sense. I am right-handed. And so it would kind of make sense that maybe it would be bigger on that side. I don't know. I feel like yeah, see, that's even a gap on both sides. A nice good one too. Ooh. I should have done something different. I've done some slants or something. I thought maybe I could just deal with it. That's a lot. Do I dare try to patch it? That, and you're like, gotta line it up, all the colors. Yeah, see, that's tricky. I could try to do like that. I should probably cut it though. Let's just try and see what happens, because that's a big gap. That's gonna bug me. Dang it. And probably would have been better if I laid this down. It works better if you lay down this little edge piece first and then stick the big strip on top. It's working better than, oh wow, that actually blended in pretty dang well. And I am gonna do a glitter overlay on top. So maybe let's try it on the other side. You know, let's press the luck. This is one of those times like maybe I should just quit while I'm ahead, but because the gap is not that bad on the other side. I don't need a ton. Just a wee bit. When you have that gap, it makes it look like it's just like a cheap press on or something. Oops. That blends way better than I expected. Cool. Just kind of push it down. And it will help having the glitter overlay. I am doing the second layer glitter overlay mainly because I want longevity. Now I want to try this side, but I kind of destroyed my strip. So that may not. I might be able to steal some off the thumb strip. That's not ideal. Oh, hey, I'm peeling them apart. Is that the piece that I want? What in the world happened with this? Yeah, see, it's got to go this way. The heck is the rest? Like there should be a, or we could just use this one. Try it. Maybe that is it, because that looks like it's still got the curve there. I thought I used that on the other one. I don't know. I'm always doing something ridiculous on my channel. I really don't like that gap. I am very impressed. That is merging well. Okay, and I don't think I'm going to worry about it on that side. I think it's fine. Yay, okay, cool. I'm super excited that that worked out. This is why I hang on to all my strips as I go. Okay, maybe we should just I'll show you the best way to do this. So this is Ladies' Night. Gorgeous. If I'm remembering right, it's a little bit jelly-ish. I can't remember if it is actually a jelly or not. So I'm going to still one of his baby pinkies that are great for cutting up because obviously that's not going to come close to fitting anything on my fingers. But they're great for art and such. So you do kind of what I did before, but we're going to lay this part down first. That's very jelly-ish. Maybe this will be the one that like shows all the, since it's jelly-ish, it might show all the lines. Okay, and I didn't even lay that down nicely. Oh my gosh. That was like a loser application right there. Okay. Oops, wrong finger. It's wanting to curl. There we go. So you lay your piece on the edge, and normally I would have used that other bit there to do the other side. But I placed poorly, and because I do have something laid down, if you do it over your bare nail, you can just reposition, but I don't recommend that because there is adhesive still in these and they can damage your nail, especially if you're going to wear Color Street more than once. So lay down something, whether it's just a clear polish you already have. I should have left more tab for myself. Or a nail strengthener or whatever you got. Anyway, so since I have that nail strengthener, I didn't want to try and reposition that. Anyway, I'm both excited and nervous for our trip because I have 3 kids. And that's always, we haven't flown forever. It's been like 5 years, just about, since I've flown. So I've had one more kid since I last flew. Although, granted, last time I flew, I did it by myself with 2 kids, with no help, and so my husband's coming with this time. Okay, so you lay down those edges. So it's nice to just have extra hands. And my 2 bigger ones, the last time we flew, they were 18 months and no, he wasn't even 18 months. My youngest was just barely one and a few months. And my oldest was not even 4. And so I was, basically the only responsible one, the only one that could really carry anything. Now my kids are older. And so while I do have a little one who's almost 2, the others are big enough, that they can carry their own personal item and they can help with some things. And yes, they'll be going crazy and they're still kids, but they can do some things to help. So we will see how it goes. I'm kind of like, is this going to be worth it? Why did I plan this? I'm glad we get to go, right? But let's just split this in half. I'm going to do it all the way so I have the tab this time, so if I can pull it apart easier. You know how it is. We always want to leave the house. Well, maybe you're smart and you don't, but we want to go do fun things, right? But then sometimes going to do fun things is also takes effort. I should get a bigger piece to, like, I have all my leftover clear backings not clear backings, white backings over there. Well, that let me pick it up. I should have rounded the end too. It's kind of nice when you use like the edges it already is. Ugh, this is not my best work, and it's like on the awkward side of my finger. This is ridiculous, right? Can Color Street just make some slightly bigger strips already? I'm kind of surprised I've stuck with Color Street with how much fuss I do to get it to my edge. But I think it's because you can still, since it's real polish and it's easy to do stuff like this. I mean, as easy as it can be, right? The worst is when you didn't cut those strips big enough and you lay it down and you still have a gap. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I don't think it will. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky to want my whole nail covered. And Color Street is better than like Lillian Fox. I feel like is even not as big as Color Street. So, although it does stretch pretty easily, but if you are using something that's got a pretty solid color to it, it kind of gets white because you're just stretching plastic. So I noticed that. I haven't used them a ton. I used them a lot back in the day, and then I recently used a set maybe over the summer just to kind of like compare and have it fresh in my mind what they're like. And I do have a few off-brand sets in my stash that are really cute and I may want to wear. Should we do, well, let's do my index and then we'll start laying down the glitter overlay. See, we finally did get cold here, and we finally did get like a dusting of snow. This is only the second time it snowed here, which is kind of crazy. But it finally did get cold, highs in the 30s. We've been highs in the 40s, 50s up until, gosh, it was like November or December. It's been nuts. Not so warm. And so, this last week I'm like, hey, it could get cold maybe before we leave, because then, it's always feels so much better to go to a warm place when you're just like, I need to escape this winter and I'm gone, and it hasn't been that bad. So it's like, hey, it can get cold. The other thing with it being in the 60s, I was hoping, 70s, you just pack shorts, which you take up less space in your suitcase, they weigh less. And it's just simpler, right? There's no debate. Like, I just know it's going to be warm enough to wear shorts. And if it had been cold here, 60s, I may have been like, yeah, shorts, definitely. I'm not wearing pants, long pants. I think I perforated that too much. But where it's been so warm here, I'm like 60s, that's questionable. So I'm packing some pants and some shorts, which I'm kind of sad about. I'm trying to like re-stick that down. Oh, well, I didn't mean to rip off so much, but that may be all I need. K-tweezers. This is the crazy stuff I do. There we go. Okay. Let's get it in the right spot and then mush it down with this and see if it'll stick now. Yeah, that did pretty good. Okay. Smooth that down. Oh no. Oh no. I stuck it too soon. Like, I could have centered that better. Got a little bit of a space on that side. Not bad. Whoa, wrong side. Maybe I should have picked a smaller strip for this finger. It's kind of annoying to have to perforate that a little bit. As we saw, I took too much off. As we've been doing a lot of preparation for leaving, and we went to find, my husband and I went to find, we have bags for the stroller and the car seats, and we gate check them, but it's nice to put them in bags to kind of give them some protection. And so we have some special bags that we bought for that on Amazon forever ago. And like I said, I haven't flown forever, and so we're like, we should find those. We really should have found them like a week ago in case we couldn't find them. But luckily we found them. Yay. So we should be good to go there. But it was crazy. So we found the bin we found them in. It was a tote up in the top of our garage. We have some shelves built up high that my husband built after we moved in, right? And during the move, we assumed they were lost. We had some really nice hammocks that my husband got in Brazil, which hammocks are whatever, but if you've tried one from a country where they use them all the time, he lived there for a while. And they, like, he would, if he was on an overnight boat ride, because they have, the Amazon River, I think it was on the Amazon River, when they would have a long trip, they would have hammock hooks, and you'd hang up your hammock and sleep through the night in your hammock. And a lot of your apartment, like, just hammocks are more prevalent, right? So if you have one from a country where they're like where they use hammocks a lot. They are so much more comfortable than maybe what you've seen around here. I never was that impressed with hammocks until my husband, he has two of them. Perfect, right? Because I get to use one. And we would take him when we'd go camping, and you just string them up in the trees and just go lay in them and read. Obviously, this was before kids. It's a little hard to do that now. But we thought those were lost. We have not found them since we moved into this house. We've been here 4 years now. And yeah, we have not found them. We thought they were lost forever. We put some hammock hooks in our backyard over the summer. We bought new hammocks, and my husband tried to pick nice ones, but not the same. And anyway, so we opened that, and whoa, there were the hammocks in that tote. And we're like, how? How did we? Because those shelves were not there when we moved in. So how did he put that up on that shelf and like not? And we looked everywhere. We checked, some of the places we stayed during our move. We were looking all over for those, and they were gone forever, we thought. And so it's lucky that they weren't gone forever, because then we would have been ordering up new bags for all of our car seats and stuff. So anyway, that was the exciting thing of today. We also went to the store, and we have one stop during our flight, and we have a pretty short, it's only like an hour, and so we're not going to have time to like get food in the airport. I kind of want to, this is Static Bliss I'm putting over the top. I don't know that I set that. I think I want to change things up. I was kind of leaning on the smaller side of strips, but I kind of want larger ones, and maybe they'll kind of overhang and help hold. Oh, I'm going to put those on my thumb. I'm like, where are those? Didn't do my thumb yet. Come on. A lot of times I leave my strips just sitting on top, but I figure they're a little more protected from the air if I put them in here. I change things as I go. People who are more organized maybe put their, let's do that. Let's put these ones back. Seal them up before they do their mani so they're not sitting out. But maybe I'll get there someday, but I feel like I change things up too much as I go. So I was like, well, we'll at least slide them into the package so they're kind of protected from the air at least a little bit, especially when the heat kicks on or whatever. There's a vent right above my desk here. Okay, nice big strip of Static Bliss. This is the second largest thumb. Lay that down. Also, I wanted to talk about, in my last mani, I'll have to post a link in the description so you know which one for sure I'm talking about, but it was the one that I did Social Butterfly and made stripes on this nail, and I encountered some bad sets, and it was a quality issue for sure. And I don't know how well I described in the video what was going on, just because I was like, hey, how do I get around this? The bad sets were pinkies up, and I actually have them here to help me keep track of what I'm talking about. So I started with this one that was gooey, and so I wrote myself note freezer. So if I use this again, I'm probably going to want to stick it in the freezer and see if I can get it to work. That one I bought on D-Stash. I was concerned about it because it was just cemented into the when I tried to like wiggle the set back and forth, the plastic wouldn't move. Even now it's kind of that way, but I mean, it's still moving a little bit, but it was like, I could tell it was stuck to it. So I was like, I'm not sure about that. So I'm going to open that first and see if it's good or not. And if it's fine, then I can pass on this is the set I got in my sub box directly from Color Street I think it was the tea themed. I don't remember what the name of that one was. Like a year and a half ago, I'm guessing, but I could be wrong. It was kind of a Taylor Swift. I think it came with the Spill the Tea bracelet. I could be totally wrong, but definitely got it straight from Color Street. It was my set. It felt normal in the package. And so I got going on my mani, and this gooey one, I was having a really hard time peeling the strips off of the backing. And usually if a set's like that, you can throw it in the freezer and it works. But I'm that's a big pain when you're recording on YouTube. So that's probably one I may use and not do a video for YouTube with and try it again. But yeah, so I opened my set that should have been good, came right from Color Street, and it behaved pretty normally. I did the stripes on a strip of Clear as Day off of the nail, just on my mat, and it seemed pretty normal. But once I placed it on my nail, it was kind of like if you imagine a Breathe Right strip. Let's see, oh, I need a decently large one for this middle. So you know how a Breathe Right strip, it's like stiff, you put it on your nose and it helps open up your nose, right? That's how it was on my nail. So it's curved and that stiff strip was stuck, but it was like lifting up. So those fell off same day. I did have Pilly Base on. Might have been okay if I didn't have Pilly Base on, but I had Pilly Base on, and so they popped off. One of them came off in the shower, and the other one I didn't find forever off of my right hand. So the first one I was able to do, put down some bonder and stick it back down, and it lasted once I did that. It wasn't like super secure, but it lasted. The right finger though, it was lost for a day, so I found it, put it back on. It didn't stay on. I lost it pretty quick, and I didn't know where I'd lost it at. And then the next morning, get off from me. There we go. I found it. It had fallen off in my bed. I have it here because it's funny. And so I slept on it. I'm a side sleeper. Come here. Why didn't I get it out of my little bin? I'm a side sleeper, and I was laying on it, and I use a heated mattress pad. So it's just like this pancake. See, it fits my nail still, but like it's not got, I think maybe if I did enough heat or so. Anyway, so that was just a naked nail. And I was kind of annoyed because I was planning on that mani lasting at least a few days. Anyway, so yeah, definitely a quality issue. I am planning to email Color Street. I know they'll replace within 90 days if you get a bad set. But I mean, who opens their strips? I don't know. Like that's crap, right? And the thing that really bothers me about this is, can you imagine if it was your first time using Color Street? You would think they were crappy. You would say, I am never using it again. It's a terrible product. It was difficult to work with. I didn't tell you about the second one. Anyway, but that's what makes me mad. And I am also concerned because I've given some sets as gifts, and that's like, I mean, they might have had a bad set. I don't know. So it's just, I don't know. I wish they found some way to fix quality, like test each batch, one of them, and make sure it's behaving normally, you know? Do something. I don't know. It's just kind of, it bugs me, right? Mainly for that, like, you're losing a customer for life if you do that. Anyway, so once I opened my new set, when I realized that one, I was having a hard time. Oh yeah, my new one was stiff when I put it on this. So yeah, okay, so it had the problem over the Clear as Day, and then I wanted to do it on this finger, and it wouldn't stick at all. Not sticky. And so this one that was stiff dry of my own, I'm probably going to give it to my friend who makes jewelry from him. It's not worth messing with, you know. Maybe I could heat it up or get the right bonder. So it's not worth it. Like, it should not be that hard to use. So anyway, there you go. There's my soapbox of the day. I usually do get on one each video. It seems like. And that's kind of a different problem. Like, there's something weird with the batch. You know, one of the main problems I've seen, you'll have a set, like, so when I talk about open sets, you'll have, she had an unopened set here somewhere that's out of the, okay, here we go. So you'll have your set, and it'll be sealed really close, like the strips will be really close to the edge. And because it's so close, it'll leave like a little cut. And I think lately it's been on the pinky side. It used to be on the thumb side, so it's like they overcorrected. But there'll be like a little cut here and your set will be open. And if you don't know, that's why I say always sniff your sets, your package. As soon as you open it, smell it. Because if you smell something open, then you'll know. If you smell polish, then you'll know something's open and you know to look for it, and you can email Color Street and they will send you a replacement. That's been a fight for, not by me, but some other nail friends have really fought to have them even replace those. It's like they don't believe us. Anyway. And then I always find, when I find it, I try to seal it with my straightener, and then. So that's like the most common problem I know about. And, because if you just stick it in your stash, especially if you keep your sets in cardboard, which a lot of people do, right? By the time you get to using it, probably the 90 days are past, and then you now have a dry set. So just that's one of the most common ones to watch for. But like the one that was dry, there was no indication. Let's see, I need to do the other end of this strip because I'm using the second largest thumb, and I think it's just slightly wider on this side. And I kind of peeled it up in hopes that I can peel it off without too much difficulty. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, yeah, there was no indication, and so that makes me nervous to gift them to anyone because I would feel so bad. And I did give one out for Christmas that I almost want to ask her. She placed it a little further over that way. Oh, now I got a wrinkle. There we go. I think I eased it out. Worked it out. Sipping Sunshine's such a fun one. So bright and fun. Okay. And now this is the full thumb size, so we'll just use but I do still want to cut it flat because it fits my nail beds better. It kind of fits the first day, but then as soon as my nails grow at all, you see the little round, the rounded spot there. So, ooh. There we go. Well, the other thing with the pinkies up, that's why I wanted to talk about this soon because I forget so quickly. When I would, the dry set, the second set I opened, when I would peel the plastic off, the clear plastic over the top of the set, it would peel off. I mean, if I was really careful, I was able to get it off, but it would peel off like, when you have an old set of tape, an old roll of tape, like masking tape or packing tape, especially masking tape, and it like kind of tries to shred. When you take it off, that's how it would peel off, which I found very odd. So yeah, there's something off with that. Very frustrating. Let's see, we're doing this side. A lot of the sets, they get songs stuck in my head. So for Sipping Sunshine, it's If You Steal My Sunshine. Goes in my head. And every time I see Take Care, that's an older set, an awareness. I don't remember what for. The color's kind of like a teal, like a lighter teal. And it's got the awareness ribbons on it. But I always hear that's not a song, but there's a medication commercial for Vesicare. I don't even remember what that medication is for. But back in the day, take care with Vesicare was their slogan. think it's a bladder medication or something. Anyway, that's random, but every time I see it, I go, take care with Vesicare. Trying to think what other ones get songs stuck in my head. I know there are other set names. I mean, I'm sure some of them are straight up. Oh yeah, the Valentine's Day has one. What is it? Coral Me Maybe. That's for sure. Call Me Maybe. So some of them are like on purpose, named after songs, or they just remind me of songs. Valentine's Day collection. This year's cute. I pulled out my heart Valentine sets. I do not need any more Valentine sets. So I'm going to try not to buy any this year. Just usually most things will eventually come to you from D-Stash or whatever. Anyway, and as I see them more, that may change. There may be some that I'm like, I need it. But they were really cute. And a couple of jellies that looked really fun to play with. Okay, there we go. Hopefully this lasts. We're not leaving for a few more days, so sometimes you have one that just chips quicker. Maybe it's a quality problem. That's a really Static Bliss is such a subtle. I put it over the middle one too, right? Of course, you're not really gonna be able to tell because that was already a glitter. Anyway, I'll clean these up some more off camera, but let's go ahead and do our last final look at what we did here. There we go. Yeah, hopefully I'll be careful with these as they kind of cure and adhere, and I'll clean them up, and I'll put a glitter top coat and a gel top coat on top as well after they cure, at least for a little bit. And hopefully they last me for my trip. They'll be fun for some, hopefully, sunshine down in Florida. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in today. And I hope you're having a great day, and I hope to catch you out on the next video.